Hollywood and music fans across the world were left stunned this week when news broke that Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban, one of the most celebrated power couples of the past 2 decades, have decided to part ways. The split, after nearly 20 years of marriage, has sent shockwaves across both industries. The couple, often admired for their red carpet appearances, public displays of affection, and shared commitment to family, seemed unshakable. But now, it seems that behind the glamour and picture-perfect image, deeper tensions had been building. New reports reveal that the separation may not just be an emotional one but also a legal and financial battle. According to insiders, Nicole Kidman is said to be furious about the terms of her prenuptial agreement with Keith Urban. What's drawing the most attention is a controversial clause linked to drug use, a sensitive subject given Urban's past struggles with substance abuse. Under the prenup's terms, it appears that Keith could walk away with more than $11 million following the split, something Kidman reportedly did not anticipate becoming an issue this far into their marriage. The clause itself dates back to the very beginning of their relationship. When Kidman and Urban married in 2006, Keith had recently completed rehab, and Kidman's team insisted on adding protective conditions to the prenuptial agreement. At the time, the drug-related clause was designed to safeguard her assets should Urban relapse. Ironically, it is now this very clause that may end up benefiting him significantly in their divorce. Sources close to the couple reveal that Kidman, who believed the clause would always work in her favor, is blindsided by how it is unfolding. For fans, this revelation has been difficult to digest. Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban often shared stories of their love and commitment, making their relationship look almost fairy tale-like. From Nicole cheering Keith on at his concerts to Keith gushing about Nicole's support during award shows, their bond always seemed solid. Their split has left admirers wondering what went wrong, and the prenup controversy has only added more intrigue to the unfolding story. Some reports suggest that the drug-related clause may be tied not to any recent incident but rather as a pre-existing protection that now legally entitles Urban to compensation. Others speculate that disagreements over finances, career priorities, and time apart due to demanding schedules may have also played a role in straining the marriage. For Kidman, who has enjoyed tremendous success in Hollywood, and Urban, a country music superstar, balancing their careers with family life has always been a delicate act. What makes this story even more compelling is the legacy the couple leaves behind as a Hollywood love story. When they married in Sydney in 2006, it was a global spectacle. Nicole, fresh off her Oscar win for *The R's*, and Keith, one of the hottest stars in country music, seemed to embody the perfect union of Hollywood and Nashville. Over the years, they welcomed 2 daughters together, Sunday Rose and Faith Margaret, and often spoke publicly about keeping their family grounded despite fame. Their split, therefore, feels like more than just a celebrity breakup. It marks the end of an era for fans who looked up to their marriage as an example of resilience in an industry notorious for short-lived relationships. Social media has been buzzing with reactions, with fans expressing heartbreak, disbelief, and in some cases, anger at how financial disputes are overshadowing nearly 2 decades of companionship. Legal experts weighing in on the situation have noted that prenuptial agreements can often become the most contentious part of a high-profile divorce. While many couples sign prenups to protect themselves, clauses like the one in Kidman and Urban's agreement show just how unpredictable these documents can be in the long run. For Kidman, who is reportedly worth more than $250 million, the idea of losing a significant sum due to a clause meant for her protection has understandably left her upset. Meanwhile, sources close to Keith Urban emphasize that he is not interested in Nicole's money for the sake of wealth. They insist that his main priority remains their daughters and ensuring the separation does not affect them negatively. Urban himself has not made any public comments, but his silence has only fueled speculation about how amicable, or not, this split really is. Nicole Kidman, on the other hand, has remained composed in public appearances, though insiders claim she is quietly seething over how the prenup terms have unfolded. Known for her poise and professionalism, Kidman is reportedly determined to keep the legal battle as private as possible, but with the media attention surrounding their breakup, that might be easier said than done. Fans are now left wondering what comes next for the two stars. Will Kidman and Urban be able to settle their financial disputes behind closed doors, or will this prenup battle spill into a public courtroom drama? Will their careers, which have always supported and uplifted each other, now head in separate directions entirely? These questions remain unanswered, but one thing is clear. The breakup of Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban is not just about the end of a marriage, it's about the unraveling of a love story that millions believed would last forever. As the dust settles, observers are reminded that even the most glamorous relationships face struggles behind the scenes. Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban's journey from love, commitment, and family to heartbreak, anger, and legal disputes shows that celebrity marriages are just as vulnerable as any other. For now, all eyes remain on how the two navigate this next chapter, whether with quiet dignity or in a storm of legal battles. Another layer to this story is how Nicole Kidman feels about the optics of the split. For nearly 2 decades, she and Keith Urban were held up as one of Hollywood's rare success stories. They were a couple that managed to navigate fame, fortune, and scrutiny with grace. To now have their marriage ending amid financial disputes and prenup drama feels like a stain on the image she worked so hard to preserve. Insiders say she is not just upset about money, but also about how this public unraveling may overshadow her career achievements and legacy. Keith Urban, on the other hand, has had a long journey with sobriety. He openly spoke in the past about how Nicole saved him when he relapsed shortly after their wedding. She staged an intervention and helped him through rehab. For fans, that act of devotion became a symbol of unconditional love. Which is why this divorce is hitting so hard, because many saw Nicole and Keith's story as proof that love could conquer even the darkest struggles. The irony of a drug-related prenup clause now being the trigger for their financial disputes only deepens the emotional impact. And as fans continue to share their sadness, one message seems to echo across social media. If Nicole and Keith couldn't make it work, is there hope for anyone? It's a sentiment that highlights just how much their relationship symbolized love, endurance, and partnership to the public. Whatever the outcome of this prenup dispute, their story will remain one of the most talked about chapters in Hollywood's history of love and heartbreak.